Hello and welcome to the Daily English News program on Azərbaycan Televiziya. I'm Gülər. On September 16, President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, arrived in Azerbaijan for an official visit. A guard of honor was lined up for the United Arab Emirates President at Fizuli International Airport. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham welcomed President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. At the airport, the United Arab Emirates President was briefed on the Fizuli, Zengilan and Laçın international airports constructed in Azerbaijan's liberated territories. President Ilham and President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, toured the city of Fizuli by car.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham and President of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, toured the city of Fizuli by car. On their way to Shushad, the heads of state posed for a photo against the backdrop of Dashalti village in Shushad district.
An official welcome ceremony was held in Shusha for President of the UAE, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan.
A guard of honor was arranged in the square decorated with the national flags of both countries in honor of the President of the United Arab Emirates, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev, and President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, inspected the guard of honor.
Qaravul faragat. Qaravula. Ol. Dikkat sağa.
The chief of the guard of honor reported to the UAE president.
Allah Hazret Birleşmiş Arap Emirlikleri'nin prezidenti, sizin Azərbaycan Respublikasına gəlməyiniz şərəfinə fəxri qaravul düzülüb. Qaravul rəisi polkovnik leytenant Quliyev.
The national anthems of the United Arab Emirates and the Republic of Azerbaijan were played. The Guard of Honor marched in front of President Ilham Aliyev and President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan to the accompaniment of a military march. Members of the Azerbaijani delegation were presented to the UAE president, and members of the UAE delegation were presented to the Azerbaijani president. The heads of state posed for official photographs.
President Ilham Aliyev held a one-on-one meeting with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates, in Shusha. President Ilham Aliyev held an expanded meeting with Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the UAE.
Hörmətli Cənab Prezident, əziz qardaşım, Azərbaycana, Qarabağa xoş gəlmişsiniz.
Expressing his confidence that the visit will give a new impetus to the brotherly and friendly relations between the two countries, President Ilham Aliyev recalled that they meet quite often both in Azerbaijan and the United Arab Emirates. You visited Azerbaijan twice last year. A few months ago this year, I visited your country. Your visit today is of particular importance because you are visiting Karabakh, the lands liberated from occupation, and this makes us, the entire Azerbaijani people, very happy. Our relations are built on a foundation of brotherhood and friendship. The numerous documents signed today will raise our relations to a new level. Each document signed is of great importance. Among them, I would like to specifically mention the Joint Declaration on Comprehensive Strategic Partnership. This is a document that raises our political relations to the highest level, said President İlham Əliyev.
Qarabağa səfər etdiyiniz üçün sizə təşəkkürümü bildirmək istəyirəm. Azərbaycana, Qarabağa xoş gəlmisiniz.
Saying that he was truly delighted to be visiting Azerbaijan, President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan expresses deep gratitude for the kind hospitality. Our meeting today is our third this year. Indeed, our meeting in Abu Dhabi this July was very fruitful and became the basis for a new stage of our bilateral cooperation. Inshallah, our bilateral cooperation in relations built on friendship will continue to further enhance the well-being of our countries and peoples, said President of UAE. Noting that in July both countries signed an agreement on comprehensive economic cooperation and this document had given a new impetus to the economic relations, President of UAE said that this document will have a great impact on achieving the common economic goals. We in the United Arab Emirates are interested in continuing to expand this cooperation, particularly in development, the economy, renewable energy, food security, culture, and other important areas, as these sectors promise great results for our future, said Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. The meeting was followed by a ceremony to exchange documents signed between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the United Arab Emirates, in the presence of President of Azerbaijan İlham Əliyev and President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. It should be noted that as part of the UAE's President's official visit to Azerbaijan, Joint Declaration on Comprehensive Strategic Partnership relations between the Republic of Azerbaijan and the United Arab Emirates, as well as documents in the fields of energy, including green energy, in social, economic, industrial, banking, law enforcement, tourism, and AI fields were signed, making a total of 14 documents.
President İlham Əliyev and President of the UAE Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan visited Shusha, where they viewed the bullet-riddled monuments of prominent Azerbaijani figures Natavan, Bülbül, and Üzeyir Hacıbeyli, which had been damaged by Armenian occupiers. They also visited the Shusha branch of the National Carpet Museum, inspected the ongoing construction of the new Shusha Mosque, and watched the Karbala horses show at Cıdır Plain. Afterwards, they posed for photographs in front of the Shusha fortress. On September 16, an official luncheon was hosted in Shusha on behalf of President İlham Əliyev in honor of President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan.
President İlham Əliyev and President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan viewed the bullet-riddled monuments of prominent Azerbaijani figures Natavan, Bülbül, and Üzeyir Hacıbeyli in Shusha, which had been damaged by Armenian occupiers. The UAE president was informed that during the occupation, Armenians had intended to take the statues to Armenia and melt them down. Thanks to the intervention of national leader Heydər Əliyev, the statues were retrieved from Armenia and returned to Azerbaijan. After being temporarily kept in the courtyard of the Museum of Art in Baku, the statues were restored to the original locations in Shusha following its liberation. President İlham Əliyev and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan visited the Shusha branch of the National Carpet Museum. The UAE president was informed about the activities of the branch. The building of the Shah branch of the National Carpet Museum, constructed in the second half of the 19th century, is located in the Yukhari quarter of the city. Since the building became unusable during the occupation and its historical appearance was altered, restoration work was launched there by the Heydar Aliyev Foundation in 2021. Taking into account the risk posed to the art pieces preserved in the branch during the occupation, the Azerbaijan National Carpet Museum organized the evacuation on February 29, 1992. As a result, 183 out of 246 exhibits from the Shah branch collection were brought to Baku. While the city remained under occupation, the Shah branch continued its activities within the Azerbaijan National Carpet Museum. Today, alongside exhibits once evacuated, mainly belonging to the 18th, 20th centuries, the museum also showcases valuable carpets that have been added to the branch collection in recent years. In total, 115 pine and flat woven carpets, carpet products, archaeological materials, national embroidery, and costume sets, as well as examples of jewelry and artistic metalwork are once again on display at the museum. The head of state presented a Karabakh horse named Ergüneş to the President of the United Arab Emirates. The heads of state posed for photographs in front of the Shusha fortress. An official luncheon was hosted in Shusha on behalf of President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev in honor of President of the United Arab Emirates Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan.
On September 16, President of the UAE Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan concluded his official visit to Azerbaijan.
A guard of honor was lined up at Fuzuli International Airport in honor of the UAE President. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan Ilham Aliyev saw off President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan.
That was all today. Thank you for watching us. Stay well.
Təyyarədə gecikmə var. Biraz yubanacağım.
Siz AzTV xəbərə baxırsınız. İndi AzTV-nin mobil tətbiqi ilə ən son xəbərləri istənilən yerdə, istənilən an izləyə bilərsiniz.
Azərbaycan Radiosu 105 FM.
Oğuzlar yatar, bircə baxışla gün oyada. Gəl baxışınla bahar qaytar, qoşlar qayıtsın, qoy qatar qatar.
Hazırdır.
Deməli hələ baxmağa vaxtımız var.
Start verildi. Olsun da buradan iki milyon sürüyoruz. Devam edecek gelecek.
Təəssüf edirəm xanım, gecikmisiniz. Konsert artıq başlayıb. Artıq AzTV-nin yeni mobil tətbiqi ilə bizi istədiyiniz yerdə canlı izləyə biləcəksiniz. AzTV, İdman TV, Mədəniyyət TV, Azərbaycan Radiosu və Beynəlxalq Radio. Hamısı bir tətbiqdə, bir toxunuş uzaqlığında. Bunun üçün mobil cihazlarınızda Android üçün Play Market, iOS üçün App Store-dan AzTV mobil tətbiqini yükləyin.